this sucks, man. And I know when I'm hanging in that teeter thing, it's pulling on the whole leg. I can feel it. So it's doing something.
One of the things
good.
that's really good, if you get down on your, on your knees and you stretch like that lotus, and you stretch your back like this, and then pick yourself up and keep going, you'll help pull it back into place.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because all it is you got these two nerves that go down, and it comes out of the area that's right here. It'll just pop out. There's like a little crevice that it sits in, and it'll pop out a little bit, and then you get inflammation, and it's hard to get back in.
Well, what's killing me too is in my crotch, like where my leg meets my torso.
Yeah.
That's where it's like I can't even stand up.
It's aching. It's just a
Jesus
dull
Christ.
ache that just drives you nuts.
Maybe I have my glasses in the book. I gotta find some.
Do you have the paper that we printed off on this?
Yeah, it's in here.
So Dr. Song is a monk. He was a Buddhist monk that became one of the best acupuncturists.
Wow.
That fucking works for me.
That guy has fixed me. He pulled something out of me that freaked me out. I had a torn shoulder. Something was wrong with my shoulder. 2 years. The doctors and everything, they said, oh yeah, you need a surgery.
Rotator cuff surgery.
Blah, 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 the whole thing. And I go to him and he looks at it and he tells me this. This is how he talks. Because it's very broken English, but he says, your blood is a freeway. It moves very fast freeway. Everybody's going very fast. And he goes, and you have a car accident, what happens? The traffic stops, it backs up. And he goes, so you've had this bad car accident here, right? And he looks at it and he says, okay, and he goes, we're gonna take the car, and he goes, I'm gonna be a helicopter, and I'm gonna pull the accident out. And he poked about 6 holes in me, real fast. You just kind of feel a pinch. He stuck this suction cup onto me, and he pulled out a blood clot the size of a golf ball.
Oh my God!
Right? It was that big. Sucked it out of these little teeny tiny holes. Right? Pulls it out, and he's going, how do you feel? And I went, I couldn't do this for 2 years. This is as far as I could move my.
That's amazing.
You ain't kidding me.
I went like this.
Holy shit, man.
Oh my God.
So that's why you gotta go see him.
I believe you already. I'm
The
excited.
2 cars and all the bodies.
Yeah.
Did you get to keep the blood clot?
I didn't. I freaked me out. I go, what is that? And he goes, that's pain. He goes, this does not show up on an MRI. And he goes, you'll doctors, Western medicine will never show you this. And he goes, but that's what pain looks like. It looks like Jello. You know? And I went,
That is wild.
It's crazy. Pulled one out of my foot too. And he said, yeah, you have some issues. We gotta fix you. Your circulation's off.
That's wild.
Mm-hmm.
I never even thought about that. That's what pain looks like.
Yeah.
Okay, we're live streaming.
We are.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I think
I'm busy texting. Hi, everybody. Let's see. We're live streaming. That's cool. Billy, this is how we do the show. We just wing it.
Let's wing
Okay.
it.
Every time we say the Bob Dean Show, we all very enthusiastically go.
Yeah.
And we're live streaming. Welcome, everybody. Live now, we can say, from the fabulous.
Oh wait, get into your microphone.
I put these on too. I can hear better with these.
See, I told you.
All right. You don't have to wear those if you don't want, but okay. This isn't making a rooster head, is it?
No.
No.
Are we having a call in?
No. Well, I was going to call Samee, but we're already. Kathy. Let's call her. Can I plug this in?
Actually, for when we're live streaming, just have her on speakerphone and just put it.
Oh, cool. Let's see if she is can talk to us. I know you guys.
Modern technology.
I know.
Gotta hate it.
Okay. God, I'm a lousy host, ain't I? Anyway, we have Billy T with us today. Trudel.
That's me.
Billy Trudel. I met Billy just the other night with his lovely wife at my rent-paying job at Wolfgang Steakhouse by Wolfgang Sweener, where the rumor is we're moving or closing. I guess I can disclose that now because everybody knows. So hopefully I'll have a rent-paying job in the month after next. So y'all keep your fingers crossed, or if anybody's hiring or wants to give me money. Oh, how's our new phone number doing?
We got a voicemail from you.
That's it?
Yeah.
That's
What's
progress.
What's the number? I forgot.
Oh, the number.
It's on a text. Well, if you'll find that, we can repeat it out.
Sure.
Oh yeah, okay, now, of course, I'm completely disorganized because I'm very hungover because I've been drinking heavily because my sciatica is killing me, and that's the only thing that seems to help it.
It will help.
Yeah, so I'm a little hungover, a little groggy today. We did get us a teeter, one of those inversion things that I've been hanging upside down a little bit, and I'm hoping it's going to be helping. I don't want to overdo it too much. I want to make sure that everybody knows that the Bob Dean Show in no way supports or recognizes Wells Fargo Home Mortgage because they're fucking crooks. And also, we do not, this is my own opinion, we do not endorse Tower Urology Billing Department because they're crooks too. I hope I didn't offend.
They're everywhere.
Yeah, but
Thank
those
you
two,
for letting us know
those
that.
two in particular, you know, you can all just go to hell.
Please be advised
Especially
to
Wells
avoid
Fargo
these
Home
people
Mortgage.
at all costs.
Right. Let's see. Billy, what is your deal? Are you from Los Angeles?
I'm born and raised Los Angeles.
No kidding.
I am one of the very rare, probably 1% of the people that live here that actually is from here.
Well, I always make it a habit of saying thank you to whenever I meet a native for letting me move to your town.
You're very
Because I
welcome.
love it here. I wish I'd moved here a long time ago. I'm from Nashville, and then everybody from LA is moving to Nashville. That's why I moved here.
They tried to get me to go, but I didn't want to go. I love Nashville.
Well, everybody else does. It's just so overbuilt. Yes, you know, it's just so overdone.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it's a great town still, but it was a great place to grow up in the 70s,
Great
80s.
music,
and-
great songwriters.
Yeah, well, we might have some mutual friends. You know any of the Mavericks? You ever heard of them?
Yes.
They're really good friends of mine.
Yeah.
We've been friends since Miami when they first signed with MCA.
Wow.
And Paul Deacon and his lovely wife Tracy, I don't speak to him often enough. And Raul Malo and his lovely wife Betty. And some other, you know, those are the two I'm pretty tight with, but I hadn't seen them.
Bob Gaudio moved to Nashville. Bob Gaudio, I used to work with Bob a lot here. You know,
Now, I want to hear, first of all, what part of town did you grow up in?
I started in South Pasadena. That's where I was born. And lived there and then moved to Alhambra. When I was 6 years old, I moved to the San Fernando Valley and I grew up in the North End up in Granada Hills.
Granada Hills.
Yeah.
That's real nice there. That's where we were just there, because that's where the Knots Landing cul-de-sac is. Remember the show Knots Landing?
Well, I used to watch that. I used
Are
to
you-
drive by that every day, watch the
Yeah,
filming.
it's in Knollwood Estates.
Yeah.
And it's really neat because it's like just the goofy stuff that's on my list of things to see and do because there's so much to do in Los Angeles. There's so much to do in this town, but I found it, and it was pretty cool. So I did my little Bob Dean moment, little documentary, because it looks exactly like it did when that show
Oh, yeah.
aired in 1979.
Those houses have never changed.
I'm sure they've gone up in value, though. I was reading online that it sold, because I was curious about that. I wonder if CBS, in fact, bought those houses or leased them in the early episodes, because they filmed them. They were always there.
The people that lived there were upstairs living while they were filming downstairs, and if they had to go upstairs, they went downstairs.
No kidding.
Yeah, so CBS didn't buy those houses. Those houses were more than paid for the mortgages, and those people got to keep those houses.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the one that I think it's Gary and Valeen's house. It sold for $390 in 1991.
Wow.
So they got to be what, 850 something like
My
that.
mom and dad bought their first house in Granada Hills for $19,500.
Uh-huh.
The house that we were basically raised in. You know, I went to Kennedy High School. I went to Knollwood Elementary School.
Oh yeah,
Went to
that's
Frost Junior High School.
Well, that's
I
a
was
really nice
real,
area.
It was, yeah, it was.
the
It
golf
was fun.
course, the old golf courses there.
Yeah. Valerie Bertinelli was in my drama class in middle school.
Really?
Yeah.
How cool.
She was such a cutie.
Yeah.
You and I had a crush on her.
Yeah.
But I saw her on some infomercial the other day, and she's aged well, but we're all getting up there.
Yeah.
I was laughing with somebody because which one of the Van Halens is she married to?
Eddie.
Eddie. This is 4 or 5 years ago. There was some infomercial or some talk show that there was her and like 3 or 4 women panelists, and he was in the front row, and she started talking about like is it erectile dysfunction, and she's like, oh honey, I'm sorry I said that, and he's like, I swear to God, he was like, slumped down, and the camera's right on him. And he was like,
That
"I'm
is
gonna
very
kick."
anti-rock star.
He got he got unedited.
She was like, "Oh, is it okay if I say that?" He was pissed. He was
Oh, of course.
No comment.
So they met at a concert too, right?
Yeah.
Now, have you always been into music? Did you play in the band in high school or anything like that? Or?
Never in high school. I've been singing since I was 3 years old. I always knew what I was going to be, and I was just waiting for the moment. The minute I left high school, I never looked back. I joined a band, and I never looked back. And by the time I was 24, I was signing my first major recording contract.
Awesome.
Ah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was fun. It was Motley Crue, Quiet Riot, Rat, all the local bands at that time. We all played together. We all hung together. We all supported each other. You know, in fact, Motley Crue's first show they ever played as Motley Crue, they opened up for a band that I was in at that time called Laser.
Man,
Which
I've
is
heard of Laser.
Yeah, we were a really popular band, and there was a club out in Pasadena called Pookie's. It was a sandwich shop in the daytime, but a great venue at night. And we all wanted to go there because it sounded amazing. And it was across the street from Perkins Palace, and that was the dream.
Oh, really?
You can get across the street and
I've
go to
been
Perkins.
Palace.
Yeah, Perkins Palace. If you can get there, you're on your way. And every one of us made it into that,
That's awesome.
arena. So.
Dennis, well, I don't think you're a musician, right? But he was a hardcore punk rocker,
Ah,
Sunset Strip punk rocker
Yeah.
back in the day, for real. And
Black
Day
Flag,
one, 77, yeah, even before that.
TSOL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
he was best friends with Darby Crash
Oh, wow.
from the Germs. And it's ironic too because our apartment is literally a half a block from where he lived with Darby in like 78. And I mean, talk about a small friggin' world. And I mean, he didn't even remember it. And then I'm like, it's right, because I was reading the Darby Crash, his life story and all that stuff. And there's this really cool.
Well, I remember the Landmark. That's why
No,
I didn't
well,
know I
Landmark.
was anywhere near it because the Landmark's completely gone. It was a little shopping center with disco drugs and all that.
Yeah.
Right.
But there's a really cool thing that he did of David Bowie in the.
Yeah, it's still on the sidewalk. I mean, he did that in about 72.
You
Wow.
crazy music, you rock and rollers.
Yeah.
So, what was your first? Now, we just really met. We talked at the bar the other night briefly, and then I looked at your bio, but it came out so teeny tiny on here, like on your website. There's like a one page, one paragraph that just gives a little synopsis, but I can't even read it. But so, I mean, you mentioned that you played with Elton John, and
I did.
Loved it.
and what was it that? Well, tell us. Get into some details.
Okay, well, let's
Details,
see.
please.
So in 1984, I signed my first contract with Chrysalis Records. It was a band called Men at Work that had broken up, and they wanted to put a new band together, and I got the call.
So, Men at Work did Who Can It Be Now and all
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. So Jerry Spicer, Peter McIan, who came over from there, we went right into the studio, and I signed my contract, went into the studio, and started recording. And we were just writing and recording as we were going, and we were in there for like 3 or 4 months. Luther Vandross was in the next room recording his Give Me the Reason record, so we became very close, very good friends. We hung out a lot, went out to dinner a lot. I loved him. He was just a great guy, and
He passed away when?
a few years ago.
Yeah, it's been.
Yeah, he was a roller coaster with his weight, and that's what caused him to have a stroke.
Really?
But a great guy, and just what a talent. I was
Oh yeah.
floored.
What a loss.
Yeah.
He had just a beautiful golden voice.
Oh, it was amazing. We would sit up till 3 o'clock in the morning, and he loved Miss Pac-Man. So now we're going back to the old days, right? And so he had he'd Miss Pac-Man and be sitting there, and he'd start singing and being Luther, doing the woo, yeah, doing his thing that he does. And we would sing back and forth, and then he would tell me all his influences, and I would tell him mine. I said Sam Cooke was my hero. That's who really taught me how to sing, was listening to Sam Cooke.
Who started out as a Christian.
Yeah,
so,
the Soulsters.
Yeah.
He was in a group called the Soulsters, and Lou Rawls was his buddy, and Lou was singing. That's Lou singing all the low notes underneath Sam Cooke.
No kidding. And what a horrible way for him to go too, though.
Yeah.
In Philadelphia motel room, right? Was
Ooh,
he shot?
Sam Cooke?
Sam Cooke was shot.
No, Sam Cooke was murdered here.
Was it here? I thought it was in
Yeah,
Philadelphia.
East LA. He was at the Coconut Grove down on Wilshire, and the next day he was flying out to Japan to start a Asian tour, and got very drunk at the Coconut Grove, and because in those days they did not let black people stay in the nice hotels, he had to go to East LA and stay in a motel. So he met a girl, and it was a setup, you know, and he met this girl, and he went into to his room, and I guess he went in to take a shower, and he came out, and she had taken everything from him. And so he wrapped a sheet around him and went out to the front desk because there was no phone. So he went out to tell the person, I just got robbed, and the girl saw this black man coming at her in a sheet, and she got a shotgun, and
What? Really? I didn't know. I
she
thought
got
it was
away
a
with
jealous
murder.
husband.
No, they didn't do.
Oh my God.
They did nothing. They, you know, her hand got slapped. You know,
No kidding.
and
What a
that
bitch.
was the way it was back in those days. And you know, we lost one of the greatest singers, songwriters. He was the guy that started publishing. You know, he was the one that got together with Fats Domino and Aretha Franklin and all his friends, and he said, you know, look, we don't just give these records away, we can actually collect royalties from them. And he put that whole thing together. Very smart guy, very savvy.
Wow, that's really, I'd never, see, you learn something new all the time on the Bob Dean Show.
Yeah.
But no, that's fascinating. So tell us more about, so like, what is it you were saying you did at the, with the, I'm so sorry Kathy's not here, y'all. Oh yeah, we have to say hi to Kathy St. George.
Hi,
Hi,
Kathy.
Kathy.
I
I'm sorry you're not here today. She's not feeling good, y'all. And hi, Zach Herndon in Bloomington, Indiana. Hey, Zach. He's part of the original Bob
Hey,
Dean
Zach.
Show production
Zach.
studio. And Sammy's over here. Samee got a new hairdo done. How's your sister?
it's fine.
She's doing good?
Mm-hmm.
Great, great. We had a little prayer for Sammy's sister. She had some surgery. And anyway, back to the Playboy Mansion. What was it? I love hearing about that because Kathy was on Miss August of '83.
Yeah, I got a call.
Or was it 82?
83.
83, okay.
I got a call in the mid-90s, that the 40th anniversary of Playboy, and they asked me if I would come and sing. It was Brian McKnight, Diane Reeves, Shaka Khan, and I was just going to sing backgrounds. They just brought me in to sing backgrounds, and the band was the Doc Severinsen Orchestra, Herbie Hancock, Patrice Rushen on keyboards, JR, who's one of the best drummers in the world. He is in the Guinness Book of World Records as the most recorded drummer in the history
kidding.
ever. Yeah, JR is amazing. And everybody in that band was like a god. It was Larry Carlton playing guitar.
Now you're a guitarist, right? Or do you
No,
play
no,
yourself?
no, I'm a singer. I just
okay.
sing. I don't play anything. It gets in the way of my voice.
Well, I was listening to some of your tracks on your website, and they were all just so soulful,
Yeah.
captivating. Yeah, you've got a beautiful voice as well.
Thank you.
Awesome. Well, are you doing anything right now?
I am. Right now, I'm currently, I'm going to be the music director for a new supper club that's opening up down in Laguna Beach.
No kidding.
And the interesting thing about that is that has never happened before. Now, they've had restaurants and they've had bars, but they've never had a supper club, an actual venue. And so
Now, the supper club back in the day was dinner and a show, correct?
that's what this is.
And that's what it is?
Yeah.
It's just a resurgence. You know, I sing.
Yeah,
I can carry a tune.
That's-
I'm a stand-up comic, too.
I
So
know you
you
are.
give me some stage time there.
let's
Dinner
go.
and a show, baby.
Let's go.
Yeah, I'm pretty funny.
Let's go.
No, that's great. Congratulations. What's the name of this place?
It's called The Drake.
And now, are you going to be moving down to Laguna?
No, I think it's
Commuting?
I'll be commuting. I'll be doing the shows down there 4 days a week, probably Sunday through Wednesday, and then Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. It'll be a good restaurant. They can bring down some local talent to fill in on the weekends. But
Great.
on the tough nights, I'll go down there. They'll give me the tough nights, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to come down and see you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've got some
Please.
friends. God, they're such good friends. I can't remember their names. Mike and Jamie, and they're in not Laguna. They're close to Laguna, and they're my friends from Nashville.
Mhm.
And he runs a big car. He's big in the auto game. Mike and Jamie Kitzmiller. Hi, Mike and Jamie Kitzmiller, and they're so cool. They drink and smoke. We smoke. They're like, can I smoke it? We had this big old Buick station wagon that's really cool with the wood grain size and all that. And we were driving around one night, and she's like, "Is it okay if I smoke in here?" And I'm like, "Look at the ashtray, girl." I'm like, "I still smoke inside the house." I have this big Christmas Eve party every year, the Happy Birthday Baby Jesus Cocktail Soiree, which you just missed, and it's a benefit for the Humane Association, but we have a blast. But like 3 years ago, it's packed. I have a little apartment, so you know, it can be shoulder to shoulder sometimes. And this woman looked at me, she goes, "I cannot believe you're smoking inside." And I go, "Who the hell are you?" I'm like, "You know what? This is my place." I said, "If you don't like it, you go outside."
That's right.
You know? That's my motto. If you don't like the smoke, you go outside. I'm thinking about doing this too as a gag. I shouldn't be blabbing it, but who cares? Like, they're going to catch me. It's like, just get an old, like a striped ski mask from like when we were kids and run into whatever busy restaurants like in Beverly Hills or West Hollywood and take out my Zippo and fire up a cigarette and just go
Yeah, right.
and then run out.
Right.
It's hilarious, man. Are you a smoker?
I actually,
X.
when I was a kid, I smoked cigarettes. You know, everybody did. You know, I never got into smoking weed that much, and I dabbled in that a little bit when I was like in the 9th grade. But anything that got in the way of what I was doing, it was like the whole, you know, in the 80s, it was cocaine, it was everything. But you know, it was just like anything that got in the way of what I was doing, it just got in the way. And so,
Wow,
you know,
focused and centered and talented all
But
at
I
the
do
same
love to
time.
drink. I love drinking.
Well, that's good.
I don't drink all day. But at night I like having a few cocktails, as you know.
Yeah. Well, my
Of
motto is
course,
if you have an
good
airbag, have another.
Yeah, that's right.
I want you need to meet my friend JD. Have you ever heard of JD Hinton?
No.
He is a singer, songwriter. That's why I was asking if you'd ever heard of Shel Talmay, who discovered the Kinks and the Who. They've been on the show twice. And I know you guys have a ton in common. I'll have to come, I'll hook you guys up and you'll come down and have drinks at Wolfgang sometime.
Love
He's a
it.
very good friend of mine, and he performs all over the country. And he's kind of your style too.
Yeah.
So you guys,
Maybe we'll bring him down.
yeah, I'm
Bring him
sure
down
he'd
to the
love it.
bag.
He does Vitello's a lot,
Uh-huh.
you know, in
Yeah.
the room upstairs.
Yeah.
And but his Rick, what is Rick's last name? His pianist. Oh my God, it's just brilliant. You're gonna love JD. Yeah, that's cool. Now tell us, wing it on. What was it like in the music? Where do you live now? You live in West Hollywood?
I live in West Hollywood.
So you just right
I
around
could
the
have
corner.
walked here, but I'm lazy, so I drove.
Right.
Yeah.
Nobody walks in LA.
Yeah.
Not with this sciatica. Right. You know, 3 cars. People are like, why do you have 3 cars? I'm like, I don't know. Doesn't everybody? Just so I can rotate them on the street.
Right. Which we
Without-
have to do
Yeah,
constantly.
ticket bingo. What street are you on?
Over on Genesee.
Oh yeah, that's just right around here.
Uh-huh.
Do you have a house?
No, I'm in an apartment.
An apartment?
Yeah. I've owned 5 houses, and I'm debating if I ever want to have a house again. It's a little pricey to own a house
In this
in
town?
California, and
Yeah.
you know,
Well,
it's
it's
a lot of upkeep.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, even the fantasy of owning a really cool little place is no fun anymore because I'm never going to be able to afford it unless I win the damn lottery.
Which could happen.
Yeah, you never know. Or this show could get picked up by a bunch of advertisers, which we're getting pretty close, right? We're hovering at 10,000. Should be more by now, right?
It's a little bit more since we switched places.
Since we switched places?
Yeah, we switched hosts, and there's more activity.
Well, so we have both, right? iHeart and
Oh yeah, no, that's that's unaffected.
okay. I don't know how any of this shit works. I guess I should learn. I just like to come in and talk to my friends behind the microphone. Seriously, and when it comes down to anything else, I'm like, Samee. Did you find our phone number?
Yeah, I gave it to Des.
Yeah, I got it right here.
Would you like to give the audience, the listening and viewing audience, our phone number, which y'all better start friggin' using for God's sake? I've been hounding.
323-300-4092.
Say that again, please.
323-300-4092.
That's 323-300-4092. That you can't call into us live here, unfortunately. I can give you my phone number, but you can call in with questions, comments.
Leave a message.
Leave a message. Tell us how you're doing. We did get one call so far, and that was from me. Samee
You're
tells
number
me.
1.
Yeah, I'm number 1.
You're your biggest fan.
Man. Somebody asked
For
me.
real.
No, this is our 64th episode.
All
that you're on today. Thank you for coming. And
Thank you for having me.
yeah, so but the show, I'm very proud of it. When we've had some great people on,
Yeah.
and are going to continue into the future too. How long have you been married? Your life was lovely.
She's not my wife. She's actually my girlfriend.
Your girl, I beg your pardon.
I was married, but an amazing woman. She's beautiful. She's smart. She's fun to hang out with.
And she has one drink, and she's like,
Oh yeah, she's Korean. She's 2 drink
Oh,
maximum.
dude.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
They have 2 drinks and that's it. They're done.
and is your family still here? You have any siblings?
I have a brother. My sister passed away last year.
Sorry.
Sorry to hear that.
And my mom and dad live here. I have all my nieces and nephews. Everybody lives in LA.
Are your folks still in Granada Hills?
No, they're up in Palmdale now. Everybody moved up to Palmdale.
Out to the desert.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
get up in that high desert where it was cheaper to live, and now they're hating it.
And you see more stars.
Really?
Really? How come?
I think it's just because it's so far away.
Oh,
And it's so hot.
Yeah, and they, you
It's
know,
burning up in the day and freezing at night.
yeah.
That's
yeah.
the desert.
But they have a nice home, and it's, you know, my dad's got this 1960s Corvette that he totally refurbished. It looks amazing, and he wins all these awards, and he,
Cool.
Yeah.
Is it red?
it's a red and white 2-tone, yeah.
What year is it, do you know?
1960,
1960.
yeah.
Yeah. The 60 was the snub front with the 4 headlights.
Yeah.
But the Stingray tail
That's right.
the first year the taillights were in the fiberglass.
Right, right.
Yeah, it's
right,
neat.
Yeah.
I have a 86 LeBaron convertible.
Oh,
That's been sitting for like 5 months because it is beautiful. It's beautiful, but it's hard to find parts for it. You can't find something.
yeah.
from
It
the
took my
master
dad
cylinder.
5 years to rebuild his
Yeah.
Corvette.
But the 60 is gorgeous, man.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, this guy, our neighbor Mike Knapp, who I thought, he was like 20. He seemed so old. But he hung the moon to me because he had a 66 Stingray.
Wow.
And he and my brother and I, because I was like 12 or 13, so my brother would have been 15. And there was Bob's Big Boy here, it's Shoney's Big Boy. And they used to have the drive-ins with the car hops and the whole 9 yards.
Oh yeah, on the roller skates.
Yeah, and we take that thing down there on, Saturday night and
Yeah.
just, and all the girls would be giving you the eye and all that sort of thing.
And they had those hairdos where they had that fake piece of hair that they stuck on there with some bobby pins. That made everything go big this way. Like Cone had.
Shoot, I remember my mom coming home. My mom would go to the beauty shop, the beauty parlor on Saturday morning, and then she'd go grocery shopping because Greg and I'd be in there watching TV or whatever, and you'd hear that Bonneville horn honking.
Right.
Which meant, come on and get these damn groceries out of the car. But she told that she had these super cool, they weren't like the pointy cat eyes, they were like these tortoise shell cat eye
yeah.
sunglasses. God, I wish I knew where those things were.
Yeah.
And she'd like have to tilt her head to get out of the car.
B-52.
Yeah.
Classic. It's all coming back. Everything's coming back.
No, it always does. That's why I never throw anything away. I wear my underwear up till my thumbs go through the elastic. Right? Dude, I don't throw shit away, man. It's all coming back. I did see this woman in Beverly Hills the other night wearing freaking elephant bell bottoms. Whenever my sister passed away some years ago too, but she graduated high school in '71, so it would have been the late '60s, and she was one of those cool bitches too. She wasn't a cheerleader or whatever. She was kind of smoked and lit cheerleaders pop bombs. She was very beautiful when she was young. But the point is that she used to wear those elephant bells.
Yeah.
And they go
Oh yeah.
like elephant feet. But I guess they're coming back.
Yeah. Everything's coming back.
But sometimes you got to figure out where you draw the line between fashion and delusion. It's like I told this joke. I said, I see this.
When you start seeing the stripes come back, the pants with the stripes from the bell bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where
I'd
you're
wear
drawing
those.
the line.
Well, I'd wear those. But no, I make this. I used to do this joke in my act.
stripes.
Yeah.
I used to do this joke in my act, which I really need to bring it back, about where do you draw the line between fashion and delusion, or confidence and delusion. Excuse me. Confidence and delusion in fashion. And I'm like, yeah, so I see this nice looking young man get out of a telephone service truck, and he's wearing Levi's and a white shirt. He's got one of those phones hanging on his tool belt. The next thing you know, there's like 12 Persian guys wearing the same thing.
Right.
And what is up with that Persian cologne that those dudes wear?
I don't
You
know
know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it's like oil.
Oh my
Is it
God, it's like
patchouli still?
it's
Yeah.
something along that line. And I mean, you could smell. God forbid, there's more than 2 fellas in a room at the same time.
Yeah.
Is that stuff really made out of camel piss like they used to say in the 60s?
It must be. Seriously, we don't draw any. There's no line.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I know that's not a patchouli plant,
If
right?
a patchouli
The
plant.
patchouli tree.
That stuff stinks too. Now where were we?
Where were we?
Where were we?
Uh,
Dead air. I hate dead air. Well, let's talk. Tell us something else about
You were
yourself.
delusion and confidence.
Confidence and delusion in fashion.
Yes.
But everything's coming back. We already been through that. I mean, that's why I love the thrift store.
Yeah.
He found me a fucking Parma for it. It's a $500 blazer, beautiful.
Brand new, tag still on it.
Tag
$1.
still on it, $1.
Wow.
But the catch was, it
Yeah,
said it was
yeah,
for a
yeah.
guy that was as big as his table. I mean, literally.
Well, not
he-
that big.
Well, he was whoever had, it was brand new, gorgeous, and
Taking to get a tailor.
I did.
You did.
And it cost more. It cost.
I know.
$500.
No, it cost a bundle, and I was like, and I've been going to the same, the Brockton Cleaners on Brockton Avenue in West Los Angeles, behind No-No's 76, who we do not endorse them either. I'll tell you the story. But no, my dry cleaner's great. Ben, he's this great guy, and the guy that does the alterations, and I come back to pick it up, and he's like, oh, it's $175, and I was like, what? I'm like, motherfucker, I wouldn't even, blah 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 blah. So he gave me $75 in free dry cleaning.
Yeah, you should have let you know
Wow.
beforehand that it's going to be that.
Well, it's
Yeah.
like what I was gonna say about No-No's at 76. No-No on No-No's. I had left the damn gas pump in the Chrysler, and I drove away with it. And I immediately stopped. And what the deal is that if you notice, there's that. My brother is international director of marketing
K.
for Circle K.
Right.
So he knows all this shit, And he's like, those things cost about $30, and they're designed to snap, like like a
Like the
Lego comes
universal
apart. Yeah. If when people drive away
How much
with
did they
it.
try to charge you for it?
$350. And I got out of the car and I'm laughing and I'm like, because if there's no spill or anything like that,
Right.
and the manager comes out, the guy comes out and for it's like they have a full service garage, but that's in the back, so it's the guy that's behind the counter or whatever with the
Right.
snacks and everything. And I'm laughing. I go, well, I said I obviously did this, and I'll be happy to pay for it. And he goes, yeah, it's $350. And I was like, fuck you. I'm like, I'm not giving you $350.
Right.
So we went back and forth, and but there's no point to that story except I didn't pay him. I won.
Well, you came on the top, so
And
that's the point.
for all your other service needs, go see Hugo at Jack Coker's 76 station on Crescent and Santa Monica South in fashionable Beverly Hills. This guy, if you ever need any work done, for real.
Yeah.
Hugo, he only does the work after 4 p.m. You know that really cool gas station on the corner of Crescent?
Yeah, it's got the little
Yeah,
wings.
yeah. That's it. And Hugo is my
Where the
buddy.
gas is like $5 a gallon.
The most
Yeah.
expensive gas.
I know the summer plan starts this week.
It's I think it's the highest gas in the United States.
Yeah.
Is there? That's why I don't buy any gas there. But the building itself is fabulous. It was supposed to be a car dealership in the 50s, and there's some really cool pictures of it on the inside.
Wow.
And that's another thing too. I'm so glad the city of Beverly Hills didn't tear down that or the the Omninson Center, right? But they used to be the
Yeah.
post office. That's a beautiful
Yeah.
performing arts
Yeah.
venue. But anyway, Hugo is the coolest guy in the world because he doesn't fuck you up the butt, pardon me, on the labor. But you can only take your car after 4 o'clock, and you can't leave it overnight. So you can just come around the corner and have a couple drinks. But he does everything from A to Z. I call him the working man's mechanic. Because like my old Roadmaster, I've had that thing. It'll be 15 years next month that I bought that car, but I wouldn't have been able to keep it on the road if it weren't for him. So if you, what do you drive?
I have a Jeep Cherokee and a Honda Civic.
Sweet.
A
So
very practical car.
they're great.
Yeah.
But anytime you want anything like brakes or anything, basic service, seriously, I've turned 20 people to this guy, and they'll swear by him, and he's just honest.
Great.
So that's my
It's
little.
nice
plug
that
for
there's
today.
actually somebody honest. still in the
Seriously,
world.
and that's how I thought about him is the station wagon. Just I don't know 6-7 years ago. It was all original wiring and stuff like that. It was running really bad. So I took it to Hugo, and he said, I trust him. I just give him the keys, and if he says it's $500, then it's $500.
Right.
Because he'll do a blah 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 blah. But I took the car to No-No because I was driving home. It was acting up. Hugo said bring it back tomorrow, but I was really scared, so I left it at No-No's, and they did a diagnostic, and they wanted $600 for everything that Hugo, exactly verbatim, that I needed, these wiring, blah, 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 and he did it for $150.
Wow.
That's awesome.
So he's
Yeah.
really an honest guy.
He's a
If you can't
rarity
do it,
these days.
Yeah.
seriously. So keep that in mind. You learn that on the Bob Dean Show. Yeah, you too, Samee. Hey, did you get a car yet?
I did.
What'd you
Good.
get?
A 2012 Honda Accord.
Oh, far cry from the Roadmaster.
Where's your old scooter?
I sold it a long time ago.
Damn, I wanted it.
It's like a Vespa.
It was kind
Kind
of
of.
a Vespa. It was like a modern. It was a Buddy.
I
125
love those
cc's.
little Vespas. Those are fun.
Yeah, they're cool.
Yeah.
The Quadrophenia ones?
Yeah.
All the mirror.
Oh yeah,
They're awesome, huh?
yeah.
Well, as long as you're not riding down and because for whatever reason in Los Angeles, people on motorcycles and scooters ride because the traffic sucks so bad in between. And I
Yeah.
love that when some asshole on a little scooter pulls up next to in between. No offense. And I love just looking at him, especially with the tops down and I'm smoking a
Right.
cigarette. I'm like, that's how you're gonna die. And they're like, fuck you, man. And
Yeah.
I'm like,
Oh, fart.
you're the one that's buzzing in and out,
Yeah.
And now you throw those stupid, those bird scooters, the bicycles you can rent now, which is a great idea.
I think that's one of the most dangerous things I've seen on the road are those bird.
Yeah, definitely.
They'd be a fun thing to ride
Lime,
if you were out when they were not on the street.
Especially
No.
the guys that are riding around texting on them.
Seriously, it's taking all the fun out of drinking and driving. I'll tell you that, because we're always worried about somebody. And
I
God
had
forbid they're on a
somebody go right out in
skateboard.
front of me. I was.
Yeah, they're dangerous.
I wasn't at a stop sign. I didn't have a stop sign right by my house. Came right out in front of me, and if I wasn't watching, that person would not be here.
Mhm.
You
Dead.
know? Yeah.
'Cause
And
she
didn't
wasn't
even
watching.
look twice.
Mm-mm.
Didn't even look at me. Just flew right through, and I'm like getting sideways in my car and everything, hitting the brakes.
Now, I'm glad you missed him.
Yeah.
If you're in one of our international viewers, possibly in Mexico or Canada, but if you're not serious, if you're not familiar, because I don't know if they're marketed all over the country yet, or if they are. And what we're talking about is they're like, they're everywhere. They leave them wherever the fuck they want,
Yeah.
and you take your credit card and you swipe it, and they go about 10, 15 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And
No, they go 20 miles an hour.
Do they?
At top speed.
Okay. Well, and it's like a scooter that you stand on,
And they
All
cost
right.
10 cents a mile to.
That's pretty up.
Yeah, it's really
so
cheap way
it's
to
great.
get around.
It's a great way to get around,
Yeah.
but and I know
I'd kill myself on that.
I'd be
Yeah.
just exactly because that's what I would be doing. But I love it when people are texting on those things. How the fuck with one hand and the phone?
Yeah.
You deserve to get run over if you do that.
Recycle, baby.
Well, I have driver's Tourette's too, man.
Yeah.
I'm the worst. Anybody that's ever asked this
Yeah,
guy
oh
or
God.
any friend of mine, and Shirley, Shirley Coda, who's been a guest on the Bob Dean Show, yay.
Yay.
Yeah.
She's a lovely, lovely, intelligent, charming, beautiful woman, but she's visually impaired. She hasn't had sight since birth. And I've been driving her around for years. The thing about it is, I'll be like, so Billy, I'm telling you, I can't. This is. We're gonna go up to Neptune's and get some crab cakes today. You fucking bitch in the blue BMW, get the fuck out of my way! And I'll make sure they hear me too.
Wow.
I'm terrible. I don't know, and I swear. And then when it's awful. I mean, you motherfucker.
It's funny sometimes.
See, you're lucky you're a big guy.
But sometimes it gets scary.
Yeah.
Because he goes off.
But then as soon as I'm done, I swear to God, I'm like, God in heaven, why do I do that? Why? Because it's awful. I mouthed off to this guy in Venice when I was going to a party about 5 years ago, and I don't do it so much in the LeBaron with the convertible because it's just too nice. But the station wagon, I love to be verbally abusive because I don't care if anybody hits me. And but I mouthed up this to some guy in a exposition or a Ford.
Yeah, the Ford
thing.
Exposition, right?
And
Store.
I was turning off of Bundy onto Venice Boulevard.
Right.
And he did something stupid, so of course I had to go, you fucking idiot. Well, he started chasing me. All right?
Of course.
And the thing about it is I wasn't nervous about it at all. I just wanted to get to this party.
Right.
All right? And
Why?
he kept, and so I turned, I'm back in those residential streets, a
Right.
little bit over there.
Where there's no parking.
Right.
Yeah.
And I turn, and then he turns, and then I turn, and then he turns, and I'm like, man, this is killing my fucking buzz, man. I want to get to this party. So I lost him at some point, and I was going pretty fast. I lost him, and then he comes out of nowhere like this alley, and we just go nose to nose. And so I get out, and he gets out, and I go, look, and I'm smoking a cigarette. I go, I apologize. I was rude. I shouldn't have called you those names. I'm sorry. And he goes, oh, okay, like that, because he was like, oh, I didn't want to fucking fight with this dude either.
He was offended.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. I'm not a bad driver, I'm just mean. My favorite story is that, and I know I'm monopolizing the conversation, you guys can jump in anytime, but it is my show. As I'm sitting in front of the New Art, you know, and the usual trying to get under the 405 traffic there,
Right.
and this woman in an old, you know, I turn right, you know, and I hug to the right like you're supposed to, and she comes flying across and, you know, cuts me off.
Like they do.
Like they do. And so I did the grown-up thing. I was like, I blew the horn and I flipped her off. Well, this chola, she's like my age. She's wearing a wife beater and these really tight jeans, and there's a baby in a child seat in the back of the car.
Yeah.
And she's in the middle of, she's got this huge thing going on. It's like the red outline of some ink she's getting ready to, you know, start working on. And she comes back and she's like, come on, get out of the car. Get out of the car. And I roll the window down and it's fine. And I go, you're joking, right? She goes, no, come on, I want to kick your ass. And I go, nice think, Grandma. And I press the button and the window rolls up real slow. I go, nice think, Grandma.
Yeah.
So she's so,
Now she's livid.
she's livid. And she goes and she opens the door and she goes to pull the trunk thing, but she hits the gas door pops open, which I'm like, which made her even more angry. Then she opened up the trunk, and she goes and she pulls out a driver, but there wasn't a set of golf clubs. It was just a driver. And I go, oh,
Yeah.
now I'm in trouble.
And you get your windshield popped.
Yeah, so, you know, I just
Just for starters.
Yeah.
did what she did and cut some people off and went around her.
Yeah.
I'm such an ass, and I know it. Do you have any children?
I do.
Well, that's big news. Tell us.
I have a son. He's in his late 20s, 27. He works at a tattoo shop in East Hollywood.
How cool.
Great tattooist. My daughter, 24, she is in marketing. She works out in Calabasas. You know, my son's a musician also. My daughter's a great singer. And she's a great actress. That's what she probably should have done with her life.
Well, does she
But
have,
she's living with her boyfriend, a great guy. He works for NASA. He's a computer geek that is really smart and doing very well. He works down in Santa Monica.
a techie?
Yeah, he's a
business?
techie, but he's a really smart techie.
That's great.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, now what are your
That's a
kids'
good
names?
field to be in, and then
Tell us
on
them.
top of it, you're
My
really
son's
smart.
Dylan. My daughter's Jordan.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Now, does Jordan live in Calabasas?
No, Woodland Hills, and my son lives in Echo Park.
Well, Woodland Hills is pretty close to Calabasas.
It's pretty close.
All those big fat ass Kardashians live in Calabasas, right? Yeah, I said it. Please, they're so. They really are.
You're lovely.
This is how I'm going to tell you my paparazzi story. But they used to wait, like you know, between La Scala and Wolfgang's, you know, in Beverly Hills. I've
They
waited.
still
on,
do.
Huh? They call them, and that's how I learned all this because I've waited on at least 100 minimum, big time celebrities from you know Tom Cruise, Bruce Willis, and they're all nice as can be. You know they want their space, but I always make it a point of going, man, thanks for the laughs or thanks for the music, you know,
Right.
and then that really takes them by surprise because they're like, well, thank you, because you're not going, oh, I'm your biggest fan.
Can I have your autograph?
Right.
But that's where I learned about the paparazzi because you know it was the first time it was when I first worked in Beverly Hills. What's her name? Richie. That was flash in the pan with that Paris Hilton person, and they had that show.
Lionel Richie's daughter.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
she was so fucking skinny, and they would wait in La Scala, which is just a bee's nest of celebrities.
Right.
And they'd wait and wait and wait and wait and wait, and then when the paparazzi would pull up, then they'd go through the front door and go, "Down, leave me alone, leave me alone." But they'd be on their phones, going, "Are they there yet?" Kardashians, when she was dating that guy that OD'd in the hotel room and all that stuff, Lamar, you know,
Right.
they would do that shit all the time.
Right.
And the Rocky Carroll, if you ever watch NCIS. Okay, well, the good-looking black dude who plays Director Vance or whatever, he and his wife are honest to God cool people, and he sat right in that very chair and has done the show, and he said, "Let's go for a drink," and I'm like, "Sure." So we went to Craig's, where my friend
On
Cindy,
Melrose.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that's another, you know. But my friend Cindy's the bartenders are all pals of mine there. That's my little haunt between Dan Tana's and Craig's,
Right.
and you know, Wolfgangs or Wally's, you know.
Right.
But the point of the story is that, you know, I have that cool little convertible which makes me look like somebody. And I pull in and he pulls in his Porsche next to me. and he gets out, and there's always so many paparazzi in front of Greg.
Right.
And those bulbs start flashing. And he was such, he was very gentleman. He like smiled and nodded and then proceeded. And I'm walking behind him, and I swear to God, if I could have jumped any higher, I would have. I was jumping up and down and waving my arms. He said, we're all taking pictures of him, but I was right behind him. And I'm going, woohoo!
Photo
Woohoo!
bomb.
He's looking at me like, knock it off, you ass. It was hilarious. I just talked to him on the phone the other night.
Yeah.
One of his some bigwig with the network was sitting at the bar with this other bigwig, no names mentioned, who I just want to slap because he loves to, look at me, didn't you know I am, kind of thing.
Right.
And he knows, this person knows that I'm friends with Rocky Carroll.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm on the phone with your friend, so he puts the phone over, and then there's an unclimactic story. I got a million of them. But the bigwig from the network was like, oh my God, how does the help know this big TV star? I'm like, I know everybody.
Yeah.
Because
I
of the
love
Bob Dean
you,
show.
idiot.
Do we have time for some Just Jump?
I don't know. Do we?
What we do, this is our game called
Can you introduce the Just Jump game?
Yes, and then you'll do the preface too.
Yes.
This is Dennis found this book. It's Amy Vanderbilt's 1957 Guide to Etiquette.
Oh, okay.
So he asks our panel, which is you and me, an etiquette question, and we see if we can come up with the
Correct answer.
correct answer. So now for another edition of
Just Jump! What do you do when you discover you have taken some spoiled food into your mouth? Bravely risk ptomaine and swallow it, or is it acceptable to spit it calmly into your napkin as though nothing had happened?
I'd spit it on the floor.
yeah.
On the way.
I think the napkin.
Now I remember reading this in maybe Ann Landers or something, but it's probably not. The napkin is probably going to be the answer. But I think it's you take it out the same way you put it in, but with your fork, and then you put it on the side of the plate. But that.
And the winner is.
And the winner is nothing, not even a bad clam is ever spit, however surreptitiously, into a napkin.
Oh please!
Okay.
What the fuck does she know?
She's
Obviously,
Amy.
She's dead.
I
But
remember those. You do the wipe like this, and then you kind of
Right,
discard it over to
very
the side.
surreptitiously. It's like
Yeah.
you just wiped your mouth.
Yes.
That's insane. If you had a piece of something that was nasty.
Should I continue? Because that was just the first sentence.
Yeah, well, let's
Oh,
go.
I beg your pardon.
Let's go.
But it is sheer masochism to down for the sake of manners something really spoiled. Certainly, a party-chewed mouthful of food looks unappetizing if it has been necessary for you to deposit it from your fork on the side of the plate. It should be screened, if possible, with some celery leaves or a bit of bread. And in taking it out of your mouth, try not to look as if anything were the matter. After all, if you were eating stewed or canned cherries, you would place the pits in a spoon with which you were eating and place them on the side of your plate without anyone thinking your procedure disgusting.
Well, thank you very much for that. Now,
Sure.
Now
No,
we
thank
know.
God. It's
That's
Amy.
very helpful.
That okay? Do we have time for one more?
All right. Who's in charge of the conversation at dinner, the father or the mother? Is the rule for conversation the same when guests are present as when family is dining alone?
Say that again.
Who is in charge of the conversation at dinner, the father or the mother? Is the rule for conversation the same when guests are present as when the family is dining alone?
I think that as far as father and mother, there's no answer to that. The mother, she's gonna
Pass
have
the
the last
canning.
one.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think it all that pertains on how you grow up.
Right, it depends
You know,
on the family.
In Asian culture, nobody picks a fork up or anything until the father sits down and picks his fork up first.
Right, yeah.
So that's the Asian world. But for something like that, like in my house, mom ruled. So
Yeah,
my mom was the one that
exactly. Mine too, Stella.
Yeah.
God rest her. But as far as guests, I think it's the host starts a conversation, but encourage, like I always do because I am a great host.
Okay, let's see.
You
what
want to
the
make
winner is
people
here.
feel comfortable so they will engage the conversation, but you maybe pick the topic.
The mother is always the head of the table and is responsible for the leading of the conversation, whether or not guests are present. At a very long table, when there are guests, the father would lead the conversation at his end. When husband and wife are alone with the family at the table, the husband and wife share the responsibility for the dinner table conversation.
Okay. Well, everybody was right.
Yeah.
We all were right.
Yeah.
I just remember my mom saying, will you put down that damn pepper? Because my dad would always put so much pepper on everything she'd sneeze at the end of the day. Well, I think that's it. Our time is up. I hope you had a good time.
I had a great time.
Well, no, I'm going to introduce you to JD, and maybe you guys could come. You're always welcome to come back.
Let's do
and,
that.
And you guys come back on, and we'll do more of a musical show too.
Let's do that.
Now that we've just gotten to get to know you, and you got to listen to me ramble on and on.
And as we proceed down in Laguna Beach, come on down. I'll start booking bands probably in June.
Tell our viewers and listeners again about your venue and the name and when you're.
It's called the Drake. It's on PCH. We'll be advertising. You'll see a lot of promotion on it. We'll be bringing down everybody from like Stephen Bishop to Edgar Winter. I'm gonna just start calling all my friends to come down. And,
That's right. You tell me you're friends with Edgar Winter.
Yeah. Edgar and Monique. We've done a lot
And
of
their
things
Pomeranian.
together. And their little Pomeranian.
You have
They
to
probably
tell-
don't have a Pomeranian anymore, but
That's right.
it's been a while.
You need to tell him that story. I tell you that.
Yeah,
Edgar Winter.
together.
Edgar
I'll bring
Winter's-
him in one night. I'll do that.
Would you really?
Yeah, sure.
Do you think he'd come on the show?
Oh, probably.
Oh my God, that would be so freaking awesome! Oh man, so I don't want you to think that I'm
We'll
using.
put a little music thing here. Maybe we'll
Oh,
get some
yeah.
instruments and we'll come in here and
That'd
do
be
something.
fucking
live
awesome.
here.
Yeah, I don't want you to think that I'm using you as a stepping stone, but hey,
Yeah.
he's cool. I love it, Edgar Winter.
Edgar's a
That
sweetheart.
looked-
Oh,
Since I was
that's
11.
great. Will you please ask him?
I'll ask him.
Oh, thanks, Billy.
I'll ask him.
My new pal Billy. Can't wait for you to meet JD. And I guess that's it. I don't have anything coming up comedy wise. If anybody's got a bartending gig that they need filled, just in case, just let me know. But hopefully, we will work that shit out with the greedy ass Beverly Hills City
Yeah.
because they want to change the lease. That's what the restaurant situation
what it
is.
is.
They
They're
want to
doubling
double the rent.
everything.
Yeah,
Doubling.
it's outrageous. And the Wolfgang's Corporation is not a matter of can't do it. They just
Yeah.
I think
That means your
Lydia's-
steaks will go up to like $400 a steak.
Well, we've
But
got
worth
there's
every
like
bite.
12
Yeah.
in Asia, and I don't get it because all Asian people do is take pictures of the food.
Yeah.
At least in Beverly Hills.
And they box it up and
I
send
saw
it
this
off.
little Asian kid. I swear to God, it had to be a joke. And then I'm gonna wrap this up.
Well, they don't want to
Let's
get fat like the Persians.
Please. Those damn carpets flying around Beverly Hills and those camels double parked and everything. Oh, Sammy's rubbing her eyes. We have to delete that if you need to. But, you know. Oh, I forgot we're on live. Just kidding. See, you know what though? I can pick on other people because I'm insecure about myself. You know, I'm a friggin' fruit, so I'm a
He's a
minority.
comedian. That's what comedians
Yeah,
do.
yeah, it's just comedy. It's just
Lighten up,
comedy.
people.
Mum's the word. I take the fifth in all of this.
I know nothing.
Yeah, I know nothing.
You know. You want to hear a really gross? No, I was going to tell that fag joke. I'm the only queer in town that hates fags. Yeah, you heard it here on the Bob Dean Show.
Yay.
Yay!
There you go.
Billy, thank you very, very
Thank
much,
you
man.
so
And thank
much,
you
man.
all for watching. And
Nice meeting you
oops,
guys.
and I just yanked this out, of course. Thank you all for watching. Thank you, Samee. Thank you, Zach. Thank you, Kathy St. George, when you're feeling better.
Yes.
Thank you, Dennis. Oh, and
That
please,
phone number again is 323-300-4092.
that's 323-300-4092 with your questions, comments, and we should get a
Request.
PO box so people can send us money.
Sure.
And requests, yeah. Thanks a lot. Thank you, Billy. All right, that's it for
Thanks.
episode 64. Thank you for listening and watching.
Bye.
Good job, guys.
Goodbye. Thanks.
Now, can I do this anytime this week, or is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, how did?
And
now,
so what were you doing with your phone up there? I was trying to figure that out.
Oh, that's the live stream.
Oh, so you could actually watch it.
No, that's yeah, that's where it's
But you
the
can
camera
watch it
is.
whenever.
But you record this too and put it on YouTube now, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, the live stream goes directly to YouTube immediately.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So it's under my, just, you know.
Mm-hmm. It's there.
Good.
Oh, him?